Shotti is a known gangster from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. He is a part of the 9 Trey Bloods. He is under Mel Murder, who is the Godfather, okay? It's Mel Murder, Shotti, Ellison Harv, then it's everyone else. Now, when Shotti first stepped on the scene, a lot of people was questioning his gangster. You know, like they wasn't sure if he was about that work or not, but right about now, he's official. It ain't no holes in his street cred. He's authentic, okay? If you haven't heard by now, he done pulled off many broad daylight activities, okay? He's active. He's not one of them gang members who's just talking about it. He's about that stuff. You see what I'm saying? Everyone knows he was banging at Casanova and them in broad daylight. Everyone knows that he was spraying up barbecues in Brooklyn, hitting like 2-3 people at a time. Not only him, but him and his crew members, okay? But at the end of the day, he was one of the shot callers in the 9 Trey. Not everyone's a shot caller, but everyone can be a shooter. And not everyone's a shooter, but Shotti was both. He was a shot caller and he was a shooter. Why you think they call him Shotti? They call him that for a reason. Because his ratchet goes off. Everyone knew that he shot that car with Trippie Redd's peoples. Everyone knew that Shotti was robbing people in broad daylight. He was taking 6ix9ine with him while he was pulling off armed robberies. He was teaching them how to be a thug. He was taking them to the gangster school. But for some reason, a lot of people was trying to make it seem as if he doesn't deserve any gangster stripes, as if his name isn't certified. So that's because they going by what they hear online. They're not going by the people that know Shotti, okay? He got that name for a reason. Like he said before, that Mel Murder has solidified his gangster. And he said he solidified 6ix9ine's gangster. He said that's why he talked the talk and 6ix9ine could talk whatever he want to talk. Do you really think that the 9 Trey was going to make Shotti 6ix9ine's protector if they thought that he wasn't about his work? It's because they knew his ratchet was going to go off for 6ix9ine, okay? And that's basically what he did. He put his life on the line for 6ix9ine, but at the same time, he was putting in work, you know, building up his gangster stripes. And if you want to go by the 6ix9ine case, then it's been said that they was dealing narcotics, fentanyl, heroin, and all types of stuff like that. Even though Shotti isn't like a drug dealer or anything like that, but he still has say-so in the things that was going on in the 9 Trey. Shotti is more of a protector. He's more of an enforcer. He's the type, he's like Wayne Perry, and 6ix9ine is Alpo. When the beef come, that's when Shotti steps in. Meanwhile, 6ix9ine makes the money. The same thing with Alpo. Alpo was selling all them drugs, and whenever it was time to put the game down, that's when Wayne Perry stepped in. Who you think brung all them bloods together in the 6ix9ine Gummo video? That was Shotti. If they didn't respect his word, they wouldn't be in that video. You think some regular low-ranking blood could get all these high-ranking bloods to be in a video? Of course not, okay? And it's been a lot of lies and speculation in the circulation about Shotti being a snitch, okay? You have a lot of news outlets that are labeling him as a snitch, and they have no proof, they have no paperwork, so it is invalid, okay? Because how could he be the snitch? Because just like Bangum Smurf said, why would Shotti be the snitch when he's the goon? Who he's going to tell on himself? He's the one that's putting in work. He's the one that's banging his ratchet. Who is he going to tell on when most of the work that's done has been done by him? The goon isn't going to be the one to snitch. He cannot snitch, okay? Because he put in most of the work. Of course, you got, you know, other members here and there. You know, they hammer go off, they pull robberies and stuff like that. But Shotti was the main goon that was behind 6ix9ine's career, to be honest with you. Because without the 9 Trey, 6ix9ine wouldn't even have made it to stardom. 6ix9ine even admitted it in court that the 9 Trey gave him everything, his career, everything. Someone would have been snatched him up and punched him out a long time ago for wearing that rainbow hair. It was the 9 Trey and Shotti behind him that made 6ix9ine. And 6ix9ine made Treyway, so they both helped one another, okay? They call him Shotti for a reason, because he's about his work. Here we have, in the court documents, Shotti admitting to shooting 5 people in one night for Mel Murder. How many of you tough guys have ever done anything like that? All you guys who talking about he ain't real, he's a snitch, he got knocked out, this and that. You haven't even put in half the work that he put in. You fake thugs out there haven't even put in half the work that he put in, okay? Now, I always knew that Shotti was banging his hammer. I've always knew that Shotti was a shooter, but I had no idea that he was on it like that. I don't think any gang member in New York has ever been on it like that. 5 people in one night? He hit 5 people in one night? No wonder they call him Shotti. He's the original shotter. They should have put him in that movie, Shotters. They should have put him on the cover if he's laying it down like that. Hit 5 people in one night? Now, I don't know if this happened in one occasion or he was just driving around. He hit somebody from this corner. He drove like 3 blocks down, hit somebody else from that corner. Drove 5 blocks this way, hit somebody else on that corner. Drove 10 blocks down the road and hit somebody else. Or he just caught a whole bunch of people on the corner hanging out, not paying attention, and he just, did a drive-by. I don't even think some of those gangsters from back in the days hit so many people in one day. We all know Wayne Perry is a killer. We all know John Bloody Hatchet is a killer. We all know all of these old school gangsters are killers, but I don't even think they did that before. I don't think they hit 5 people in one night. And I don't know how many of them died, if any of them died. But I do know, I heard that allegedly Shotti and 6ix9ine pulled the armed robbery. Shotti banged his ratchet, somebody got hit. Then they went to the cafe to sit down and have lunch like nothing happened. All of this was on camera. They sitting in the cafe ordering food and eating like nothing happened, allegedly. And then they just get up and walk out the cafe and go on about their business. At this point, Shotti is certified. He's a G for the simple fact that there's a lot of people who haven't put in as much work as he have, and they running around claiming to be a G, and people all looking up to them as a G. They probably never hit no person. They probably running around the hood with their shirt off, with Timbs and jeans on, fighting everybody on the block, throwing their hands, beating people up. And here you have a real cowboy who busts his ratchet for what he believe in, okay? You have a lot of so-called thugs who never hit one person in no night. And they live up underneath their name, because they're blood, they're king. They just ride the wave and people fear them out of that. Now let's talk a little bit about the Shotti court case, okay? Because he's been sentenced to 15 years. If you haven't known, he's been sentenced for 15 years, okay? Me personally, I think he's only going to do about half, around 7 of that. Because he's still the head of Treyway. He still have artists on the roster. So if he start making money with the label, he'll be able to find a way, to buy some time where he'll be able to get out a little bit earlier, okay? Basically what happened is that during Shotti's sentencing, he apologized to all the people that he could have hurted. He apologized to his friends and family because he realized that he's not going to be able to see them for a long time. Not only that, but Shotti feels sorry, for the people who was down with them, like Crippy and these other people who was always by his side. He was supposed to lead them out of the hood. He was supposed to make something out of Treyway and put them on, because that was his whole plan, to get rich and to take his people with him. So he had good intentions, and what the judge basically said is that, regretfully, that he has to sentence him, because he's saying that Shotti been lucky for not killing anyone, for having all these shootings. That's basically what the judge said. And everybody ran and made videos talking about he was crying, just to get views or to try to make him look like a punk. He wasn't crying because he was going to prison for 15 years. He was crying because he's not going to be able to see his kids. He's not going to be able to see his family. And he feel like it's his fault why some of his loyal people that was down with him is caught up in this whole mess. Because he's the one that was really pushing the issue with 6ix9ine. He's the one that basically certified 6ix9ine to be a part of 9 Trey, and he had him under his wing. So he felt like if he would never mess with 6ix9ine, his close friends that really had his back wouldn't even be caught up in this mess and doing a lot of time also. That's why he shed a tear. It wasn't because he's afraid